Okay guys, Mike from Boyer Bows here. We got our first garage sale, garage bow build, and I got a special one for you here because this one is absolutely the most, as my friend at the archery range would say, the most toe up from the flow up. And actually a lot of people say that, but I'm giving him credit for it today. Gabe, you're welcome. This is an all wood bow. And you can, I don't know if the viewfinder is, I can't see it in the viewfinder real well, but as what I see, let's go in the sun. Maybe the sun will help us see it. The sun may or may not, now I got a glare on the viewfinder. Anyway, it's, most of the sealer is coming off of this bow. And I think this may be a manufactured bow. Actually, I kind of know it's a manufactured bow. And I'm going to show you how I identified it. So we're going to run the length here. Somebody decided to make a grip out of what looks like electrical tape. Now that little button right there, I have no idea what purpose it is for, to be honest with you. Maybe we'll find out when we take this electrical tape off. But it is an identifying mark that I used to help identify what this bow was. There really is only one little bit of faded insignia here, which is a little weird because if you flip it over, now it looks to me like it's supposed to say Ben Pearson with the arrow through it, which is his logo. But I have no idea. Obviously you can see there's no indication of poundage. And this one is this is torn up. Now what I found out looking up online for the Ben Pearson all wood longbows, it looks like, and I'm not, I haven't done any carbon studies on it or anything like that, but it looks like it's a wood bow that was produced in the 1950s. After that, they went to all fiberglass, or part wood, part fiberglass laminates, or an all fiberglass bow. Obviously, you can see there's two pieces of wood here. There's the main bow, and then they added wood for the riser. Hopefully when we take the tape off, that's not going to just fall apart on us. It looks like it's still pretty solid, but we'll find out. And so that's what we're going. We're doing about a 60-some-year-old bow here. Well, let's take a look at a couple of things I like to look at. Okay, so I'm going to set it down. I'm just going to pinch it here. Now, what I'm seeing here, now let's look at this lower limb, and look how far off the vehicle, obviously it's my truck bed, but look how far off the vehicle it is there. And don't worry about how far away it is there. I just want to show you it's not nearly as far off the truck bed at that end. This could be normal cast as opposed to something being actually wrong with the bow. I'll back up a little bit. This could be a case of normal cast. And the reason is, when most people make a bow, they make the lower limb a little bit stiffer. The reason is when you shoot 3-finger under or split finger, the lower limb does take a little bit more stress than does the upper limb because of the way your fingers are sitting. Over time, the lower limb will develop more cast than will the upper limb, and this looks like what maybe has happened here. This bow was probably very well used. The lower limb started to weaken, and they just put it on the shelf and thought that they bought a new bow or made whatever they were going to do. So what we're going to have to do on this bow is not only save the wood, we're going to have to weaken the upper limb a little bit, which, given that it's an all wood bow, shouldn't be too much of a problem. If we balance these limbs out again, the bow could have some more life. How much life? I don't know. It depends how much the wood cells have been stretched. But it's a fun project, and I actually all these garage sale bows that we're going to be doing were pretty much given to me for free. And a lot of times you can go to a garage sale and pick up something like this for $5 or $10. At the worst, I would spend maybe $20 on it if you really liked it and was going to maybe turn it into an art piece. But beyond that, $50 you could probably find something a little bit more solid. Probably even one of his bows that are like a 40-pound all fiberglass bow with no set in it. It would probably be pretty easy to find. But this is fun. It's the idea that it's an all-wood 60-year-old bow from Ben Pearson is kind of a fun find. It's a little bit of antique, a little bit of history, and is it worth anything? I found one on eBay that was about in this state, like pretty badly torn up, and it was $100. They wanted off of eBay. So for a unique fixer-upper opportunity like this on eBay, you're going to pay $100, if not more, when the bidding, if there's any kind of a bidding on it. All right, so there's the bow we're going to do. Now the first step we're going to do is take this tape off, see what we got underneath there, and then we're going to do a sand to get all this old peeling flaky sealer off and rehydrate the bow, and I'll describe how to do that in the next video. But come back in 1 second and I'll have the tape off and we'll see what we're dealing with underneath. Maybe there'll be some more information under there as well. Alright, no great revelations in the removal of the adhesive, except that now my hands are covered in this black goo that was the adhesive. No new information that I can see so far. But the neat thing about this bow is it's actually, the riser is actually 3 pieces. They have the bow, they have the additional riser piece, and then they have this little piece of wood right here that has sort of given you a reverse grip feel to it, which is something Howard Hill really liked. His was very dramatic. He would have put his riser on this side as opposed to this side. But otherwise, very comfortable. You see a little nail right there. You're going to have to be careful of that. Not to lose that, because I don't want to lose that piece. That's a nice little addition. Otherwise, that's it. That's the bow. Now I'm going to start scraping and sanding and getting that off. I just use, for this, I'm going to use a heat gun and a scraper to get the adhesive off. And then for the remaining ruined sealer, I will use some sandpaper, get it down to raw wood again. And then from there, we're going to show you how to hydrate a bow a little bit. And there's a lot of people who have a lot of bad information on how to do this. I'm not going to say my information is the best, but my information at least works to a degree. So just do the best you can with it. And we're going to have a little fun with some of the old myths. So we'll see you in a little bit. It's Mike from Boyer Bows, and we'll be moving on real soon. Hey guys, Mike from Boyer Bows. I'm standing in front of my swamp cooler. It's something we have here in Vegas. Some other places may have it too, but in the desert it works really well because there's very little humidity. It gets really cold, and as we get up to about 115 degrees in the summertime, actually it stops working at about 105. But in the morning, when it's only about 80 or 90 degrees, this thing works great to cool the house off. Now, how do I know this is going to help rehydrate the bow? Well, in the winter, the wood all dries out in the house. In summer, I turn this thing on, and a day or so later, we can't close half our doors because they've swelled up so much from the humidity we're putting back into the air. And that's what I want to kind of have happen to the bow. You want to gradually get the water back in. Now, some of the things people ask you to do to rehydrate a bow when it feels like it's drying out, they say, put it in the bathtub, drop it in your swimming pool, take it in the shower with you, and various other things. Don't do any of those. The only other thing I could recommend is if you have access to a steam room, or next time you take a shower and you bring the bow into the bathroom with you and steam up the bathroom with your bathing activity, then at which point that'll help get the wood back, water back into the bow. It'll help gradually, slowly allow the bow to reabsorb some water. I can't talk right now. Anyway, that's kind of the idea. This is going to help me out. I'll probably take it into the bathroom when the kids or myself or my wife take a shower in the next few days. Just leave it on the counter and let the steam seep in. Try to rehydrate that wood a little bit. Alright, Mike from Boyer Bows. Hope this worked for you. Any questions or comments, please do so in the comment section below. Thanks. Bye.